Alright, so before I start this video, I just want to say that all the gameplay was recorded from a friend of mine's stream. So if you like fighting games, I'd recommend checking him out on Twitch. His name should be in the top left of this video. I would also like to make clear in this video, I'm going under the name Traps Aren't Game. Traps Aren't Gay. And I know it's a dumb meme of a name, but I hope that won't take away from the serious and actual nature of the review. Alright. Hey, what's up guys, it's Replay here, and I wanted to do another review on a fighting game that I truly fucking love. It's Lab Zero's Skullgirls. So let's just get right into it, talking about the gameplay. The gameplay I'd give a 9 out of 10. So Skullgirls gameplay is a fresh take on the traditional anime, air dashers, Marvel styled gameplay. The most notable difference is the ability to choose how many characters you want on a team. Now I love this decision because it allows people to play and learn the game at their own pace and how they want. Like in Marvel, you need to learn 3 characters if you want to have a chance at doing well. But in Skullgirls, you can learn just 1 and still have equally as good of a chance against someone who knows 3 or someone who knows 2. Now, it also turns the small roster of characters into something a little bit more deep, allowing for many different numbers of combinations of teams that can be optimal and fun in their own regards. Now, while there is a fairly small roster size, each character is vastly different in playstyle. With only 14 characters, at least one of them capture a fighting game archetype, you know, grapplers, rushdown, zoning, etc. And it's usually a group of characters. So, best way I think to explain this is that characters such as Parasol and Peacock would be considered zoners, but where Peacock is more centered around keep away, shooting projectiles, mixing them up, and just less focus on combos and more focus on get away, Parasol is a lot more focused on stage control, on starting combos off her projectiles, because she has a lot of traps and long disjoints, allowing ridiculous combos to start. Now this makes a small roster seem a lot more full, because it captures so many different playstyles and has something for everyone, if you look deep enough. Now, getting to the actual fighting game section of gameplay, the movement is really simple, making footsies a lot of fun, and the combos can get ridiculous. Now, in this video, I don't do the best job of showing that. I was a little rusty, and I kept repeating the same B&B over and over again, but trust me when I say they can get crazy. Sadly, while the combos can get ridiculous, the stalling is a little bit high in this game, so long combos don't do a lot of damage unless they're completely optimized. Now, most combo-based fighting games have a mechanic to make combos not infinite. Marvel 3 had hits on deterioration, and this game has something called Burst. Unlike Marvel, this game clearly explains Burst to you and how it works in its in-depth tutorial, giving you a good understanding of the mechanic, and Burst is a mechanic that can lead to deeper mind games. Now, you can't really do any crazy shit with hits on deterioration, but Burst is unsafe on whiff, so you can reset someone if you get a good read. But if they choose not to burst, then the combo can continue, allowing more damage to add up. But then if they delay their burst, then you drop the combo no matter what. So it gives something new to the table, and allows for deeper mind games of, is this a burst bait, is this not? Will I get punished if I burst, or should I delay and just tank some extra damage? So all in all, the best way I can think to explain it is that it's a fresh take on established fighting game mechanics. The gameplay is fresh but familiar, easy to play, hard to master, but overall, just fun. Now getting into the graphics, I give it a 10 out of 10. I know it might seem a little ridiculous giving graphics 10 out of 10, but to me this game just looks brilliant. Every character is hand-drawn with a unique design full of charm. The animations are so smooth and look so brilliant in movement. The background on stages look amazing and really bring life to this game. Skullgirls animator, and I hope I can pronounce this right, Muriel Cartwright, was featured at GDC 2014 to give a presentation on how to make animation more fluid when given limited frames. So I feel like that alone should tell you about how much effort and how good the animation and like design of the game really is. Like, to me, the Skullgirls characters are very memorable because of their designs. They're very interesting due to their designs, and a part of what makes the game so much fun to watch, in my opinion, is how good the animations look. So all in all, the game just looks great, and every time I play it, it makes me wish fighting games will return to that 2D art style someday, because goddamn, I really hate the direction of the 3D models in a 2D space. I don't like how it looks. Because I know if it's done right, the 2D, it can look as amazing as this game. Now, I know this is heavily up to opinion, and some people like it, some people won't, but I believe Skullgirls is an amazing looking fighting game, especially considering the amount of limited resources they have when creating it. The performance, I'd give an 8.5 out of 10. Now, overall, the game runs very well on my computer, but that doesn't come with a few issues. Alt-tabbing can lead to a black screen, that needs a restart. Sometimes my fight stick won't be detected, and that needs a restart. Sometimes lobbies can randomly shit the bed and become unusable, needing either the lobby to reset, or in extreme cases, a restart. Other than that, the game runs fairly well overall. I haven't really experienced many mid-gameplay crashes, and if I stay tabbed in, the game typically runs without issue. For all I know, this might just be an issue with my build or something like that, but judging from my experience with it, these were the only underlying issues, the only major one being the lobby glitch. Overall, the game runs good, it runs fine, but it's hard to run a perfect game. And it definitely has some minor issues. So matchmaking, I can't really judge. I don't play enough matchmaking, and I can't give a fair opinion. I'm not the best player. I typically play in lobbies with my friends. The few times I have played, starting a game took a while. It took me a while to get into a match, and when I did get put in a match, I got put against someone ranging from a lot better than me to a lot worse than me. So it seems that getting a fair match is a little hard, but all in all, that's my personal experiences, and I don't believe I had enough rank experience to accurately judge this, but off my experiences, they haven't been the greatest, so I'm not even going to bother try giving this a score. All in all, I'll let you guys decide that for yourself if you ever get the game. Now, the animations, I already gave a 10 out of 10. I judged this in the graphic settings, but I'm going to use this time to link you to the GDC animation presentation. It's definitely an interesting watch, and I'm sure you guys will enjoy it if you enjoy fighting games and animation at all. It'll be in the description. Just check it out when you get the chance. I really heavily recommend this video because it's very interesting, in my opinion. Alright, so onto the music. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10. Now, this is a little weird because I love the music in this game so much. To me, it's really good. However, there's two major factors that I can do to only give it an 8.5. The first being memorability. I can hear Guile's, Rashid's, Ken's, Ryu's, etc. I can hear any character's theme and instantly recognize the song, the character it applies to, and the genre. But sadly, I can't do the same as Skullgirls. Well, I can recognize the genre, but that's the issue. I'll get into that later. Now, the music is very good, but they all sound alike, so it's hard to pinpoint exactly what's what. This leads into the next point. The music isn't very varied. It's mostly, if not, it's all jazz, which is good if you like jazz, but not if you don't. The music in things such as Street Fighter have variety to make them more memorable and make them different, while Skullgirls has very similar songs overall. This isn't to say they're not amazing songs that sound great, and they fit the theme of the game, which is going for an early 20s theater-based world with, like, you know, criminal mafias and whatnot. But if you don't like jazz at all, then you're out of luck, and I can imagine that would take away from the experience from some people. Me personally, it doesn't, because again, I love jazz. It's one of my favorite genres of music. But if you don't, then you're gonna play the game muted most likely. So the content, I gave a 7 out of 10. Now this is another weird one because Skullgirls overall is lacking in content. But then you realize, compared to Street Fighter V, which is a $60 game, this game's only $15, and the content is fair for the price. Now all the content, and this is talking about single player mainly, which consists of short stories for every character, an arcade mode, a gallery of artwork, and a very in-depth tutorial, which I'll talk about more so later. In all honesty, it's not a lot of content, but for a game that's default $15 and goes on a sale for about $3 for $75, it's not terribly small. Regardless, I cannot recommend the game for the single player. It's just, if you get this game, you're mainly going to be playing online anyway, but it is a part of the game, and it is a part I have to critique. Now, the story I gave an 8 out of 10. Now, to be honest, after playing almost every character story mode, I still have no idea what is and isn't canon. They are all different, but they're less designed in a way to complete a story, and more designed in a way to give the characters in the world more development. Now, They're short and sweet, they don't go on for too long, and they're a small but enjoyable experience. Personally, I'd recommend playing them, but definitely don't go in expecting some grand epic tale with a great conclusion and something that's very easy to understand what is and isn't actually happening. It's more designed to give the characters personality in ways that aren't just their animations and just aren't in their win quotes or taunts or whatever. Now, the next section I'm adding on because the Street Fighter V thing, the Street Fighter V review ended after story, but I feel like it's a category I should mention, and I didn't in Street Fighter V, but it's the accessibility of the game. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10. Now, this game is very accessible on a base level, and in a good way. It doesn't take away any Z inputs, or give auto combos, or make the game easier for the player by any means. The game instead gives an in-depth tutorial for fighting games as a whole. It starts off with general fundamentals and works its way up and up, getting harder and more specific, talking about things such as extended combos, talking about bursts, talking about specific mechanics, specific characters, specific character combos, and all these things. It gives you what you need. It gives you what you think you'll need to play the game. It's a good design because rather than making the game easier, it makes the player better, regardless of how much fighting game experience they've had before. Because you can skip past the easy stuff and go into the specific stuff if you're experienced in fighting games as a general, or if you're new and this is your first game, they tell you how to start off on the right foot. And there's some smaller things such as, input correction, like, easier Z inputs. That's been a thing since like Street Fighter 4, and 360 input detection, which will make you automatically not jump if it detects the 360. But all in all, it's designed in a way to make you a better player rather than making the game easier, and that's something I love about it. It's perfect in the sense that it's not dumbing down mechanics, it's just making you better. Now, this next category isn't really a category, it's just something I want to talk to you guys about, so it's not going to have a score, it's not going to apply to the ranking, unless it does subconsciously, but I doubt it will. Charm. Now, this game is full of charm in my opinion. It represents several anime, memes, fighting games, like Western animation, and sometimes a mixture of several, and just about everything it does. Like, there's Madoka skins, there's an early cartoon skin, like, black and white cartoon skin for Peacock, there's a Road Roller in one of her attacks, Berserker Barrage in Misfortune's Super, Robo Fortune being a fucking internet meme referencing cat videos, all your baits are belong to us, any dumb robot and or cat pun, things like Rainbow Dash skins, King DDD skins, Jotaro skins, Samus Aran skins, Panty and Stocking skins, all these different things all combined to give something that someone can relate with in one way or another. This is a game made by people who loved fighting games and loved the scenes from them. And that's one of the biggest reasons I can't recommend this game enough. Because it's a fighting game made for fighting game players, and I love that so much. Overall, I give this game a 9 out of 10. For what it is, it's amazing. If you want an easy to pick up fighting game that looks amazing, plays well, has lots of charm, and is not expensive at all, then I couldn't recommend anything more than this game. It's just such a good fighting game, and it's the first one I played that wasn't Smash, and I just fell in love with it ever since. I can't recommend it enough. If you guys want a new fighting game, go out and buy Skullgirls. Get your friends to buy Skullgirls. Play it with your friends, because that's the most fun I've ever had in a fighting game, is just sitting in a lobby with my friends for 2 hours straight, just going ham in Skullgirls. Anyway guys, that's my little review on Skullgirls. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll try to make these things a little shorter. Sadly, it looks like I didn't really meet that goal with it being 14.5 minutes, but before it goes on any longer, I'll just end off the video. I'm Replay, and I'll see you guys next time. Later.